Well, today we're going to be doing something here a little bit different. We're going to be outside of the little shop I'm building, and we're going to be loading and hauling in a load of scrap metal. And we got a bunch of junk here that's accumulated up over the years. Quite a bit of it we even bought for scrap metal, and right when we bought it, the metal prices plummeted a few years ago, and they're just starting to come back. And I'm to the point now where either way, if I make money or not, I just want it gone and out of here before spring and all the grass and weeds start growing again. So let me go ahead, get the camera turned around, and we'll go over and what we're going to start loading and hauling in and how we're going to get loaded. Before we do, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, helps me out a ton, and don't forget to subscribe if not subscribed already. Okay, we're going to start right here on this pile of junk. And quite a bit of this stuff here is I bought one time for scrap metal. That's those trailer frames, on how well you can see those in there. We kind of got the sun here in front of the camera. And here's the ends of the trailer frames. And I'm thinking I might have to get these cut up with a torch, because I don't know if I'm going to get docked for those, because they're long enough. And I don't want to get docked my whole load. So I might go ahead and torch up that trailer frame into some smaller pieces. And then down here, we have another smaller trailer frame. And it too is fairly long. You can kind of see part of it right here. And it goes all the way out to that end right there is where the ton of it is. And so it's not as heavy. It won't be quite as bad to cut up with a torch. And this old sickle mower here, it's seen better days. And it's going to go in. There's not really a whole lot really to pull off of it. Usually I try to pull off anything I can that is salvageable and I can reuse it for other miscellaneous projects. Like the pallet forks I made for the mobility and the quick attach I made for the Kubota tractor. Go check those videos out. There's a cord somewhere up in here on your screen. And if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out. This here is like a 10-foot bush hog. And it too seen better days. We will probably put this on top of our load. It's terribly heavy to help hold stuff down. These bell forks actually stand up on the back. They should be tipped down. I'm going to pull those out, set those aside, because they're a good set of hay forks. We are keeping the old grain auger for now. One of these days, it'll just be sold outright because it's still a good working grain auger. And then you all recognize my Mazda pickup. It's not going anywhere. It's down here to charge up the battery on that little mobility loader, because it's not wanting to hold a charge here lately, so that's aggravating. Here's the trailer we're going to be loading onto, and we have this green container here. I'm going to try to keep this all in one piece and get it flipped around the right side up here. We're probably going to get it filled up full of the small junk, the real loose stuff, and hopefully try to keep it contained inside there. And that is the same story here with this pickup bed that was supposedly meant to be made into a trailer. I also bought this at the same auction as I did those trailer frames and that mower. Here you can even see that sun's so bright. There's all the parts out of the old backhoe I rebuilt. There's a crankshaft, camshafts up on top. I'm glad that project's over. There might be a couple things in this trailer that we might want, so I might pick through, but we'll see when I go to load it. We do have some miscellaneous pipe and stuff down here, and the problem with old pipe is you never know if it is radioactive and if it's going to be picked up at the scrapyard. And if it is picked up as being radioactive and then they reject your whole load, you gotta come back, find out what it is, pull it out, haul it back. which I do not want to do, so I normally do not haul in pipe and stuff like this. This pipe also comes in handy for certain things. Some of this is really rusted then, so it's not really a whole lot of account, but we'll find some use for it. And then we have this old punch press. We bought this for resale, and we kind of got scammed on it because we did not know when we bought it that it is broken. You can see that crack there. Someone tried to use this as a trip hammer, and they just broke it all up to nothing. And you can see they have a bunch of brays and stuff on it, and cracked the head of it there, and it's just all broke up to nothing. And honestly, I don't know what to do with it. I got more money in it than I would ever get in scrap metal, but yet it's not really doing me any good just sitting here, and I don't know if anyone would want it because it's all broke up. Someone might be using it for parts. We talked about using the base of it for a set of legs for a really heavy table, but we don't really need that. The flywheel is really nice, really big, and I really don't know, again, what we'd even do with it. I mean, I don't know. So, my brother, he didn't want to scrap it, but I think we'll see what we're going to do with it. Maybe we can advertise it for about what's worth in scrap metal, and maybe somebody could use it. I don't know. If anyone has any ideas for it, leave comments down below. We're not going to be hauling this in scrap metal right now, and we'll try to figure out something to do with it. It's a real cool old machine if we just had something to do with it. Stuff like this, old bent up bell spears, and I'm thinking about just cutting the bell spears off or something like that and keeping the 3-point mount. So if I ever make anything 3-point mount, it's all done. I just weld the frame up to whatever I build. And then this here is just a bunch of miscellaneous random junk. This stuff here is probably what I'm going to load first in the trailer, and then we'll go ahead and set that big mower on top of everything, and hopefully get it all strapped down so it doesn't fall off. We have this old Minneapolis Moline G1000. Now this old tractor, this is back when I used to salvage out old antique tractors, and I bought this without a whole lot much more on it than what it is. It had the fenders and all that stuff, and I sold everything off of it, and I had someone who wanted all this stuff, this whole setup. He wanted that top platform there goes with it. To my calculations, this old thing weighs around 7,000 pounds, and it was an old Minneapolis Moline. Like I said, is around I think it was over 100 horse, and it was quite traction back in its day, but now here it sits. I had a guy who wanted it. He came out and he paid me $700 for it, and that was probably over 4 years ago. Maybe not that long, maybe more like 3 years ago. Been a long time. And when he bought it, he said he'd be back out to get it, and that's everybody's famous last words. He claimed he had a semi with a trailer with a crane on it, and he said he just picked the whole thing up and set it on his trailer. And then he said he was too busy to come out. Things got delayed. Then he said his trailer, the cylinders need to be rebuilt on his crane, so he can't use it. And then that's when my backhoe was broke down. So then I had nothing to load it with. There's really no way the mobility loader can lift this. And then about a year ago, he contacted me, was coming down that day to get it, and while it didn't work out for me, I wasn't here. And that was back when this tractor was back there in the middle of that scrap pile. and there's no way he could have gotten to it with his truck to get it pulled out. And so that made him mad that I wasn't there this minute to come get it, as he set plans at last second. And then I got a hold of him probably a few months ago. He said he still wants it. He's going to come get it. And I went to message him again today, just to realize I no longer have his phone number. Apparently it's on my old phone that I got rid of. And so now what do I do with it? I mean, it's worth a decent amount of money in scrap metal, but yet he already paid for it. But yet, how long does something have to sit here until it's no longer his? Because all honesty, I want it gone. I want all this stuff gone. So that's another thing I'm not sure what to do with, and that's on the list of things to try to figure out, to see if we can't find a guy, and I don't know. Either way, we'll sort something out, I guess. Over here we have a bunch of other miscellaneous junk. We have the whole old Heston swather right there. And we bought it for scrap metal. It had a really good set of ag tires on it, which are actually the exact tires that we put on the mobility loader. So that's the main reason why we bought this, was actually for tires, because it's cheap enough. And so there's some good pieces of metal in there. We're going to pull those out. But one of these days we're going to get that hauled in. And this is a spare bucket for the John Deere Fortune backhoe. This is a bucket that's a size smaller. It's kind of torn up in the bottom. It needs to be rebuilt. I have no desire to put this on the backhoe because I don't want to go through the trouble of switching them out. So that'll probably go with the backhoe when I sell it. That small bucket on top goes to my Brantley backhoe that I'm going to be putting on a Boland's G152 compact tractor. And over here is just more miscellaneous scrap metal. This here is a lot of smaller pieces and stuff like that. And there's the odd good piece of metal in here, so we will get that pulled out. Anything that's good and usable we'll set aside, and hopefully we can put good use on another fun project. And here's the old shop, the original shop that got taken down by a tornado. And here is the loader that is going to go on the Golden tractor, the Boland's G152, which is sitting right there in the weeds. So that's probably going to be the first project in the shop, in the new little shop I built, is getting that put together. And I guess I will probably go ahead, use mobility. I'm not going to be loading anything yet, but I will just try my luck at getting this pile pulled apart and hopefully get it kind of spread out so I can see what all exactly is in here, and hopefully we can start getting the stuff loaded. Okay, well, I got everything pulled out of here. I want to get all pulled out of here and kind of spread out because it makes it just a lot easier to figure out how you're going to load it. You have to be pretty precise when you load because you don't want anything to fall off. And it's kind of a big giant game of Tetris and try to get everything to fit what it should and hope for the best, and hopefully you don't lose anything or get stopped by a cop. Luckily, I've avoided both those things whenever I haul stuff, so that's always good. And this mower here, I have no idea what this weighs. It has to be around 2,000 pounds or more because the mobility's lift capacity is around 2,000 pounds. And I just about had the back wheels off the ground. I had a hard time steering, getting this moved. So it's probably right around that 2,000 pound range, I'm assuming. So most of this metal here is just your lightweight type stuff. I'm thinking about getting this stuff here stacked on the trailer first. Kind of stack it here into the front. And once all that's on there, like I said earlier, get this mower set down on top, and hopefully it'll hold everything in place. It's starting to get late, and the sun's going to be going down here fairly quick. So I might be calling it quits here in a few minutes. But tomorrow, I will most likely come out here with the backhoe, and I'll get it turned around and use the hoe in the teeth in the bucket. I don't have a thumb yet. That's on my list of things to build. Anyway, use the teeth in the bucket and snag some of this stuff and get it pulled out and tossed over here into a pile where I can then kind of get it sorted and hopefully start getting it loaded. Tomorrow is Monday, so I'm going to give the scrapyard a call, see what metal's up to, see if it's even worth loading. Last I knew it was up fairly decent, so I'm also going to ask them on these trailer frames, and if I need to cut them, I'll get measurements of them. Because if I didn't have to cut them, it'd make things a lot easier, save a lot of time and gas and torch. But like I said, I don't want to get docked if I haul them in the way they are if too long. Anyway though, so I'll probably cut scenes here to next day and we'll start getting the stuff loaded. Okay, we're back here the next day, and after offloading the camera last night, I realized how much footage I have already filmed. So I'm going to end the video here, and we're going to just do several random videos of getting all this junk loaded and cleaned up and getting it hauled into the scrapyard. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and I'll see you probably in a couple days.